Ms. Jones, this question will go to you first. As Texans as well as Americans, this question is of importance to all of us and was submitted by, again, one of our audience members regarding immigration. If elected to the Senate, you identify 3 initial steps you would take to control our immigration problem.
If I'm elected to the United States Senate, there are many more than 3 steps we can take. Immediately, we must stop the bleeding. I recently looked at a picture of footprints going across somebody's property in the valley on the river, and he said these are, I recognized the picture for what it was. I was there last week. He said, these are the 100 Chinese who came over illegally. They ran across our ranch. And I called my neighbor, and we have a network of calls back and forth. There are no people down there, ladies and gentlemen. The federal government has fallen and has shirked its responsibility to keep our border sovereign. We don't have the manpower, the assets, the materials that we need to make sure that people cannot, hundreds of people cannot run across people's property where the owners, the landowners, are not even secure in their own homes. This is an outrage. We have to immediately send whatever it takes to secure the border. We need the military, we need drones, we need manpower, and we need them yesterday. The federal government has ignored Texas, and we are in their scope. And if I am in the United States Senate, I will make sure that we have what we need down here in Texas, the longest border of Mexico. And then we will make sure that employers have to verify that the people who are working for them are legally here in this country. So we can go on and on, but there are things that we are all going to be talking about what we can do to secure the border. As a woman in South Texas, and I spent a lot of time down there, I know the dangers that have befallen people who live in the shadow of the border. The cartels, the violence that is spilling over. It's more than illegal immigration, and it has got to stop, and I'll be part of stopping it.
Mr. Bartlett, the same question to you.
Thank you very much. I think on immigration, we need to understand that legal immigration, we should all be in favor of. It's an important component of our nation and our heritage. I think what we're all opposed is illegal immigration. And we need to do a couple of things up front. One is to secure the borders. We learned back in 1986 that you can't have any policies in place if you don't secure the borders. Clearly, immigration is a part of that, but as also mentioned, we've got some other elements that come into it. Clearly, we've got people not only from China, but from the Middle East, etc., that are coming through, and those folks simply don't want to do us well. We also have all the issues associated with the drug trafficking and unlawful means. My view of that is very simple. You assign it to the people who are going to be responsible. You give them clearly the objective, which can be measured in analytical terms, that they are going to secure the border. Then you ask them, what tools do you need? What tools may be? It may be boots on the ground. It may be electronic. It may be walls. Whatever it is, you will have those tools that you need. But we are going to hold you accountable for ensuring that we have safe borders. It is absolutely ludicrous to me that we cannot protect our borders. This is a country that went in and secured the borders in World War II of France. We invaded and secured Iwo Jima. At those times, to say that we can't secure our borders at a time when you go down, and not only in Texas but in Arizona, and see signs that we have placed that say, we can't protect this, you better leave. That is absolutely ludicrous. That's the first step. The second step is to ensure that there are certain principles in place. Those principles to me are to respect and obey the law. Amnesty cannot be part of the equation. Once you get to that point, then you take the politics out of it. You understand that the policy, that immigration that we have today is not solving. It is continued to cost us and hurt us. We have to solve the problem. This is an example, again, of Washington kicking the can down the road. You've got to put people in the room, get the politics out of it based on those principles, and solve the problem once and for all.
This question is directed to Ms. Pittenger. You all have expressed some outstanding views. But at every turn, you have to face the media. How do you get your common sense message out in a clear